Welcome to the fifth of our Farm to School procurement tutorials. Put Local on Your Tray is supported by Yukon Extension, Food Corps Connecticut, and the Connecticut State Department of Education. We have made it to one of the most critical steps to Farm to School success. You have established your commitment to Farm to School, you've worked hard to develop great procurement, and invested time in identifying the right farms and distributors to make it work. But before you get it all started on the serving lines, let's take a look at how you can be sure your students, school staff, and families are also on board. Like with most things in child nutrition, promoting these efforts is key to your success. By now you are aware that you have many stakeholders to communicate with and engage. Teachers, parents, food service staff, administrators, Board of Education members, but we all know our students are our number one priority. While students are our main audience, there are many influencers who need to be engaged to ultimately connect with and impact our students' experience. Parents or guardians and teachers alike can be excited to hear that farm fresh foods are being served and can be big assets in your marketing efforts. If the farms you purchase from are in your community, be sure to engage the community through editorials in the local paper or a news event prior to the start of your Farm to School program launch. Your goal is to build excitement. Promotional photos and comments on your social media connections can create a groundswell of Farm to School chatter in the community. If you plan to hold a special event, be sure to invite the school and district administrators and board members. They truly love being included, and their engagement can be helpful for maintaining support and building connections and resources for additional Farm to School efforts. The best start is well planned. We suggest putting pen to paper and develop a plan for Farm to School success. It can be simple and will help guide your efforts ensuring you have all the bases covered. We'll review key components in the following slides. Communicate your priorities for Farm to School. Give some thought to how you can explain this commitment to various stakeholders. Remember that the students may not be interested in the financial commitment to your community, and the community may not be as interested in what the vegetable tastes like. But parents might want that home-sized recipe for that tasty new item on the menu. The value of your program may be described to the Board of Education in terms of increasing vegetable consumption or improved participation, while that value may be described to parents as an increased nutritive value as the veggies and fruits are served closer to the harvest date. And the teachers may like the fresher products, but may also see them as an opportunity for teaching environmental impacts or how the farmer grows the item in their fields. So focus on each group's general goals. Give them details that make them excited. Develop a timeline. Timing of each step in this process is a critical part of the plan. Have a detailed calendar of events and efforts, and step-by-step plans for kitchen managers, staff, and any volunteers helping out. Be sure each step has enough time to be accomplished successfully, and make sure you market effectively by starting early and often, and use different formats, from signage to social media to newsletters, menus, announcements, personally chatting with students, meeting with administrators. This is a big commitment for you as a director or manager, so think about building yourself a team of supporters from several of your audiences to help you get it all together. It still will be your job to create the step-by-step plan, but the input from a teacher, parent, student, a community member, or even the farmer may be invaluable in making that plan all-encompassing. Consider approaching teachers to see what they can do to heighten awareness with students and fellow teachers. Inviting members of your own kitchen staff gives them a say in what is happening. Identifying a few guest servers can bring a lot of focus to your launch, and it adds a bit of fun. Those with experience recommend that you begin with those at the top inside your district: the superintendent, business officials, and your board members. Be sure you have their support and encouragement. They are also great taste testers. So if you have developed special recipes to introduce, they are typically willing to get those first tastes. Be sure to engage them early and then regularly as you take the steps to an event or your launch. Then set your launch date. Develop a story to connect it. Perhaps talking about how you came to select the farms you chose, or the farm fresh food you have decided to use as your first, or the holiday or special event that is going on in the school that day. And create a marketing promotion around it. Design posters, banners, news flashes for the morning announcements, buttons for staff and stickers for students, social media blurbs that run daily, pre-serving day tasting parties, an announcement at the televised Board of Education meeting, and email to all parents. You have to think outside the box to find the most unique ways to get the word out. Do your research to identify how best to spread the word based on your specific community. And while you're doing that, think about announcing your planned calendar of special Farm Fresh days connected to school events to take place in the next 4, 6, or 8 weeks to get the interest peaked. Put the plan into action. Let's start by taking your written menu and adding wording that alerts students and parents to the introduction of farm fresh items. Include your statement reflecting your farm to school commitment. Craft it to mean something to parents and students. Think about using special characters next to the items that are farm fresh. Make sure to put a key at the bottom of the menu to explain those characters. If you still send out menus, use the back to send a more detailed message to parents to explain your commitment to Farm Fresh and what it'll mean for the kids. Make sure you mention the freshness, the brighter flavors, the crisper bite, and don't forget to include all your local purchases. Milk and eggs typically are sourced locally, as they're harder to keep fresh when transported across the country. And check out where your yogurt and specialty breads are sourced as well. Be sure to give mouth-watering descriptions of the new specials in that note to parents. We want them as engaged as the child. After all, they are the primary influencer of when and what the child will buy or choose for school lunch. And if the special meal makes them want to buy, they will encourage their child to buy as well. Be prepared to have adequate signage for the kickoff. I can tell you from experience that the bigger and brighter, the better. I always made what I thought were huge signs, only to find they were dwarfed by the size of my serving area. But also think about signage for the actual line for the kids to see while they're picking up their lunch. An arrow with words like, "This is it," on it can usually catch the eye of most students. Just as you did while figuring out how to purchase these freshly picked farm specialties, you need to plan to the last detail how to make it work in your kitchens. Organize your thoughts and develop a step-by-step process, which you then can share with managers and cooks. Think about adding a taster's day. This not only introduces the food in small bites to the kids, it gives your kids one more chance to make the recipe and handle the farm fresh product. On your launch day, plan to have someone, maybe yourself, out in the cafeteria asking how kids liked it, observing how much got eaten, and noting comments with sincere or valid constructive criticism. Social media is not only something we can and do use effectively, it is everywhere. So remember to use it as a tool to highlight your program and events. Visuals are key. Take pictures of your food on the serving line, during preparation, on the kids' trays, and at the tables. Create a storyline and use your social media to promote the successes. Need some help with social media? Your high school juniors and seniors need community service hours to graduate. So reach out to the marketing or business or technology teachers and ask if one of his or her students can provide you some hours of service to get this posted. Support your staff while you're training. Finally, make sure that your preparation staff are ready for this. If the recipe is new to them, the ingredients a bit different, the new farm fresh item comes in with some handling required, make sure long before the launch day that you do your training with them. Be sure you have all the tools needed. Are you making zucchini noodles? Make sure you have a vegetable spiral cutter and your staff know how to use it. Give them tips and encourage them to try the new recipe so they too can be your cheerleaders on the line. If they are only thinking about how hard it is to prepare or serve, or they do not know what it tastes like, or they don't like it themselves, it will show in their serving line efforts. So win them over. Listen to their input during test runs, tweak if you need to, and seek out those most excited about this new item to be on the line day one. At least a week before serving the new Farm Fresh product, initiate your daily marketing plan. Begin by sharing your commitment to Farm to School and why you want to offer these Farm Fresh foods. There are many reasons to support your local farmers, from building a stronger economic tie to the community, reducing the carbon footprint, increasing menu choice acceptance by students and staff, to educational opportunities regarding farming and growing our foods, and student engagement in their own community. Your message regarding your district-wide commitment can be part of a morning announcement or printed on signage throughout the serving area and cafeteria. If you have created a succinct statement that you are using on your printed or posted menus, then make sure it is on everything you print, or post, or share on social media. Your next step might be to introduce the farm and/or the farmer you are using. Post pictures of the farm, farmer, and the produce you are buying. Celebrate the arrival of the first delivery. Post pictures of the product, the staff learning to use it, the end product. Announce your taste test times. Share the recipe, even develop a home-size recipe if possible, with parents, teachers, and administrators. Keep your marketing focused on the big event, and remember to include a reminder to buy school lunch on your launch day and every day. Hosting taste tests is one of the most effective ways of getting students comfortable with new foods. Whether you are serving the food in a new way or it is a brand new veggie, students are not quite sure that they are going to like it. Hold a taste test party to give students a chance to test out the food without committing to choosing or buying it. Creative taste tests can stir up a lot of curiosity and interest, which can encourage more students to try the new food. Creative tastings might have student leaders, volunteers, or a school leader offering the product. You may pair the new food with a popular side, or you may be cooking right in front of the students as you talk about the new item. Consider asking the farmer to join you so he or she can discuss why he or she likes this product. Thanks to our Food Corps Connecticut and East Hartford Schools service members, we have a great outline for planning taste tests events that Put Local on Your Tray has available online for your reference. It will be available where you found this tutorial and on our reference page too. So in that original plan, we suggested planning several events over a 4, 6, or 8-week period and broadcasting it. So just when should you be thinking about focusing on Farm to School? It's always a great start of the new year, but do not hesitate to start anytime during the year. You may feel overwhelmed in that first couple of weeks. There are so many things required to do, so maybe it becomes an event that takes off at the end of September. Or maybe you launch with the apples in early October. Think too about when is it best to introduce the idea of Farm Fresh to your administrators and Board of Education. Can you talk about it in May or early June when you are presenting your year-end projections? Or would it be best to talk to the board and administrators in August about your ideas for the opening months of the new year? Is there a process to follow that takes a few weeks to get everyone involved in? All these factors can mean your launch may happen at any time of year, so be prepared to think outside the box and have a plan long before you start the implementation. Once you get the okay to proceed, get some event ideas into the plan and make sure you commit to them. Let your audiences know about them so they start thinking about them too. And keep in mind that for Farm Fresh to become more visible and therefore more accepted by the students, you need to keep the events coming and keep them visible. Summarizing everything, you want to create an interest in Connecticut-grown or local Farm Fresh products. So engaged students, teachers can be a key to incorporating Farm to School into their teaching, getting volunteers to work with you. Students today are more interested in where their food comes from and the environmental impact, so build your message to answer them and to find those who want to help you with this. When introducing a new food, showcase it in several forms from the time of harvest right through the final cooking product. Parents will be enthusiastic cheerleaders for your efforts. Capitalize on their interests in Farm Fresh and in the farms that surround you and the farmers that just might be part of your school community. Engage them. Share tastings with them. Ask for their support and for some, their volunteer time to help this all run smoothly. And keep yourself focused. Hard to do with the many hats you wear. By taking time to create and publish a detailed plan, then refer to it daily and execute it with the assistance of your kitchen staff, office staff, and any other volunteers you are lucky enough to have come forward. Know too that Put Local on Your Tray is here for you. We can support taste test events and parties, or the extra pair of hands to do sourcing and procurement with you. We have a couple of staff here who are pretty good with a camera, too. So whether this is not your first time, or you are just stepping into this, or you're trying again after efforts did not yield the desired results, get yourself focused. Help get your kitchen staff focused, and ask for your school staff to focus too. Dream big. Build yourself a step-by-step plan and manage it well. And remember to thank everyone when all is said and done. You know how hard everyone has worked to make it all happen. And in the end, serving healthy, tasty, and farm-fresh meals are very rewarding. Well, this is the final in the series of tutorials. We hope you have found these to be helpful in guiding you as you developed good procurement tools and engaged with local farms and promoted your successful Farm to School events. Later this spring, we plan to also develop an additional training that will cover all of the hows, whys, and effective ways to work with your community farmers. We will introduce an additional procurement method for those who want to plan for the coming year using forward contracting. We will also touch on food farm safety and making long-term connections with these farmers. For those looking for professional standards credits, we are working toward getting these approved. Watch for more on this real soon. And watch for details on a Connecticut Farm Fresh cycle menu plan that incorporates Connecticut locally grown produce into your menus. A selected few districts of varying sizes and management styles are working on tips, tools, recipes, and menu ideas to help you create some great cycle menus that work. And remember, our procurement specialist, Marianne Lopez, is available to help you create and implement a farm fresh program unique to your district and help you get the right wording into your formal or informal purchasing documents. She can meet with you, guide you through the process, and review your written documents before you send them out. She is available to help you free of charge as part of the Put Local on Your Tray efforts. Her contact information is here for you to use as well as on our website. And just a reminder, if you have not done so already, reach out to us at Put Local on Your Tray to sign up and get the newsletter and access to all the great marketing ideas to help you get started. Our outreach on social media such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram will include all your great efforts as well. Thanks for watching. Wishing you all great success with Farm to School in your districts.